Good evening. The time is 7:30 and I would like to call to order the September 10th, 2024 of the Norwalk Common Council. If we would please rise and join me in pledging allegiance to our nation's flag, and I'm going to ask the young ladies to lead us this year. You can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Well done. So as the council members can see, we have some special guests this evening. And we'd like to recognize them. And I have a proclamation that I'm going to read on their behalf. And after that, I have one proclamation here, but if you'll contact my office, we'll make a proclamation for all the team and the coaches. So I'm going to stand. We have a proclamation for the Girls Crush 8 Under Softball State Champions. Now, state champions, that means a lot to the city of Norwalk. We appreciate all that you did and all the coaches and families and parents that made this happen, and the girls obviously who played really well. So whereas the Norwalk Crush 8 Under softball team won the Babe Ruth State Championship on Sunday, June 23rd in Stamford, Connecticut. We're rivals of Stamford, so that's really good. Whereas it is the first state championship for a Norwalk Youth 8 Under travel softball program in its history. And whereas the girls went 4-1 in the double elimination tournament and beat the 3-time defending champion Stamford Stars Red twice to take the title at Cove Island Park. And whereas on Friday, June 21st, Norwalk Crush defeated Wilton in a tight game 11-9 to advance to the semifinals. On Saturday morning, where they beat Stamford Stars Red 14-6 for the first time since 2021. Whereas Norwalk Crush 8 Under advanced to the finals of the winners, where they defeated New Fairfield 12-4 to advance to the championship. And whereas Norwalk Crush 8 Under softball team players are, and I hope I pronounced all the names right, and if I miss anybody, let me know. Helena Budnick, Reagan Chiapetta, Ava Eaton, Selah Gadiali, something like that. Emily Giandurco, I know I'd get that one. Mary Ireland, Gianna Lanasa, Caitlin McGee, Natalie Sabo, Sydney Smith, Eliana Tacone, and Rocky Tagano. And whereas the Norwalk Crush 8U softball team is coached by Zach Smith, Chris Sable, Rob Lanasa, Brandon Tagano, and Shannon Girandico. And whereas the city of Norwalk recognizes and congratulates Norwalk Girls Softball, an organization offering year-round softball programming for girls 4 to 14 years of age, and Norwalk's only youth softball program. Now, therefore, I, Harry W. Rilling, Mayor of the City of Norwalk, Connecticut, do hereby congratulate Girls Crush 8 Under softball state champions, in witness whereof I've set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Norwalk, Connecticut, to be affixed on this 10th day of September 2024. So if somebody will come down and accept this, and give them yeah. You know, if you all come down and stand here, and we'll get a picture.
Oh, with the banner. Oh, yeah. Go, coach.
And who wants to hold the proclamation in the front? Oh, wait, we've already got a volunteer here. They make coaches tall these days.
Yeah.
Let us come over here, though.
Come on, guys.
Come over here. You stand behind them, they're not gonna see it.
Come on, guys. Watch out for my purse. Come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, you.
Ain't you?
Hey,
Yeah.
you. championship. Thank you.
Hold on. Hold on. That's our official, our paparazzi. That's yours to keep. Thank you, and congratulations. Hi. Nice to see you. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, you're all welcome to stay, but this is not exciting.
Right.
This can get rather dull. Yeah, Joe, you can stay, Joe? Okay.
Don't want to. Really? It's really very much.
Ms. Dixon, if you'll please call the roll.
Mr. Burnett. Mr. Burnett,
Present.
Mr. Goldstein. Mr. Lopez,
Here.
Ms. Najolski Eichner,
Present.
Ms. Smith. Here. Ms. Ayers. Here. Mr. Seed,
Present.
Mr. Wiggins,
Here.
Ms. Young. Here. Ms. Edie,
Here.
Ms. Dunn,
Here.
Mr. Sutton,
Present.
Mr. Frere,
Here.
Ms. Shanahan. Here. Mr. Goldstein. 13, we have a quorum.
13, we have a quorum. Thank you. Now, the next item on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 2024. Do I have a motion? Ms. Shanahan, are there any corrections, deletions, or omissions? All in favor of the accepting the minutes as submitted? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Now it's public participation. We have two people in the audience. Are you here to address the council? Okay. Anybody online, James?
If you wish to address the council, please raise your hand electronically at this time. There are none, Mr. Mayor.
There are none. Okay. So under resignations and appointments, we have no resignations. Under appointments, we have no appointments, but we have 3 reappointments. We have Sharon Benante, Commission of Status of Women. Emma Dignoti, Commission on the Status of Women, and Jessica Edward, Commission on the Status of Women. Do I have a motion? Ms. Young?
Oh, I think it's maybe Nora.
Oh.
Is Nora?
Oh, okay, Nora. Ms. Najolski Eichner. You're making a motion to reappoint, and you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And it is my pleasure to move to reappoint 3 people to our Commission on the Status of Women. We're very lucky to have 3 folks who are not only volunteering to join this commission, but then to volunteer to do this again. And I think it's really worth noting the value of this commission to the city. They have, I think, been really instrumental in helping us think about, among other things, how we can do more to let folks know how to get engaged in the city and make sure that we are diversifying our boards and commissions and really engaging more folks. So we are very lucky to have Ms. Benatti, who has a long history of service to the community in a variety of roles engaged with diversity and community service. Ms. Edwards, who is an expert in serving our elderly and has a long history there. And Ms. Dignati, who has recently graduated from law school and I think brings a terrific opportunity for us to learn from a younger member who is just starting out in her career and facing the challenges that women may encounter in the city as they launch themselves on a new career. So I really want to express my gratitude to all three of them for their willingness to serve and to serve again.
Further discussion or comment? Ms. Smith?
Yes, I would just like to thank all three women for continuing to serve on the Commission on the Status of Women. I don't know Ms. Dignati or Ms. Edwards personally, but I understand you've been doing a great job, and I'm really pleased that you're willing to continue serving. Sharon Benante, I do know. I met Sharon my first term on the Common Council, and I just have to say a few words on her behalf. She is one of the kindest women that I believe I know. And she gives so much of herself, and she spreads that kindness throughout the community in everything that she does on behalf of the city of Norwalk. So I just, can't say enough about her.
Thank you. Further comment or discussion? It's unfortunate that this commission went unstaffed and didn't exist for many, many years, even though it is in our ordinance. And and they do such good work. And it's really important. And I think when we started selecting the people to be on the committee, I think we made some really good decisions and picked some really fine people who are giving up their time. And it's very difficult, as most people know, to find people to volunteer their time. But this commission really is effective, and we truly appreciate them. So seeing no more comments or questions, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. Now we have just some brief remarks. Tomorrow, as many of you will know, tomorrow is the 23rd anniversary of the 9/11 attack on the World Trade Center. We will be having our annual ceremony out by the flagpole starting at 9 o'clock. Council members in the past have participated and read the names of the 14 people that were Norwalk residents that were lost in that attack. And we invite you all to be there tomorrow, and the rest of the city. Interesting, last week, Paulie's Push, Paulie Vento was walking through Norwalk. Interesting. He was a flight attendant on United Flight 175. That was the first plane to be hijacked on September 11th. Now, the night before, they had flown in to the airport, and he was off the next day, would have been on that flight. But he knew all the flight attendants that were on there. And he, in tribute to all the flight attendants, because he calls them the unsung heroes, the people that were the first responders, really. He walks the route of every flight that flew from Boston, flew from New Jersey into Shanksville, Pennsylvania, from Dulles to the Pentagon, from Boston to the World Trade Center. And he does that in tribute to all of them. And it's quite remarkable. And we met him over at Marvin School and told the kids their story. And they were just mesmerized by the whole thing. Just really nice to see. The Norwalk Police Department escorted him along his journey, and he made it safely to ground zero. Tomorrow is Friday, the 13th at dusk, the city's final outdoor movie at Cap Pasture Beach. We're going to be showing Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. And really, the Department of Recreation and Parks for hosting these outdoor movies. A really nice series over the summer, in addition to the concert that we had. If you were able to attend some of the concerts, I think we had amazing music. And I don't know of any other place that does it for free. And the people came out and they enjoyed it. And now, ahead of the development of our fiscal year 25-26 operating budget and capital budgets, for the first time, we're going to be hosting public hearings before the budget process, so we can hear from the public what their thoughts are relative to funding, whether it's the Board of Education, Police Department, Fire Department, Recreation and Parks, operations, whatever, so that they can have input into our budget process. And that's part of our new charter that we just ratified in the last election. And that's all I have. I'm gonna turn it over to our council president.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So under council business, I'm going to turn it over to Council Member Greg Burnett, who wants to share a little bit about a report on the tax sale.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Yesterday, the tax collector's office conducted the tax sale, and just wanted to highlight the outstanding work that the tax collector's office completed. So special thanks to the tax collector's office under the leadership of Lisa Biagirelli and her entire team for an outstanding effort. We started the tax sale process in November of 2023. And we started that process with 225 properties in the tax sale pool. As of yesterday, we had satisfied 94% of those properties. So we went into the tax sale with only 7 properties that we had to address. And those 7 properties went through the process. So the overall tax sale collected $6.6 million in tax collection, which is great. And just in terms of a historical perspective, since 2003, we've conducted 10 tax sales, and over that period of time, we've collected $49 million in taxes. So again, outstanding effort from the tax collector's office under Lisa's leadership. And we just thank them. And several departments were involved in the process. So just an overall team effort. So great for the city.
Just a little bit of a comment, and I'm sure all of us know, but most communities, in fact, probably all other communities, hire somebody to come in and do their tax sale for them at a good percentage of the proceeds. Lisa Biagirelli and her team does it in-house. So all the money that we recoup comes to us, and it certainly helps with our budget as we find tax dollars that we hadn't had. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett. And before we move on, I just lost my train of thought, but we'll just move on into the next thing. So who's reading the consent calendar is Mr. Jalen Seed. And before we
The
go on to
hologram.
that, I'm sorry?
The hologram.
The hologram. I'm sorry, before we do that, I just need to make an announcement that Diane Palladino will be appointed to the reapportionment committee as the registrar voter, Republican registrar
Oh, good.
voter
Mm.
designee. We were lacking that position, and we did what we needed to do within our ordinance to make that correction, and she will be starting immediately following the next meeting that's coming up. So now move on to you.
Item 7A, Public Safety and General Government. Item 1, authorize the purchasing agent to issue a purchase order to Freightliner of Hartford, East Hartford, Connecticut, for the purchase of 1 actionated truck for the Connecticut State contract for a sum not to exceed $200,000, account number noted, the state contract number noted. Item 7B, Community Service. Item 1A, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter into an agreement with DataGen, Inc. for community health assessment support services for a total not to exceed $5,000. This project is funded through Connecticut Department of Public Health grant, account number noted. Item 1B, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute any and all agreements, documents, instruments, or amendments as may be necessary with DataGen, Inc. for community health assessment support services. Item 7B, 2A, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute any and all agreements, documents, instruments, or amendments needed to apply for and receive per capita grants and aid funding from the Department of from the aid funding from the Connecticut Department of Public Health in the amount of $176,004.42 for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Item two B, authorize the mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute any and all agreements, documents, instruments, or amendments as may be necessary to implement the per capita grant and aid grant for the period beginning July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Item seven C, ordinance. One, approve revisions to chapter 9, article 9, the reapportionment advisory committee. Item seven D, land use and building management. One, authorize the mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute an agreement with Integrated System Services LLC for the enhancement of school security, access control improvements at Brian McMahon High School for a total not to exceed $107,000, $158.45, account number noted. And that completes the consent calendar.
You've heard the consent calendar as read. All in favor? Looks unanimous. Opposed? Abstentions? Unanimous, ma'am.
And I will turn it back over to you for the resolution from the council.
Alrighty. So before I read this resolution about the Norwalk Charter, I just want to say that we just, as a council, wrapped up our informational sessions over the last 3 months. And I have to say that that was a very good thing that we did here. And I think it provided an opportunity for all of us to really hear what our counterparts are doing across the state, and give us something to just compare what we're doing now, how we can make some improvements, and just how we can move Norwalk forward in a positive, progressive way. I have to though say, I think we're doing a really good job based on what we've learned and heard. But there's always room for improvement and changes. And so I'm hoping as we move forward with this process, we will get good, sound, sage direction from everybody here on the council, because it is going to be what drives and move this city moving forward until the next revision, which should possibly take place in some sort of period of time that makes sense. But I just want to say thank you to everybody on this council who participated. Thank you to Steve Mednick, who facilitated those meetings and will facilitate this process moving forward. And I just want to read the resolution from the council. So if I read 8A, resolutions from Common Council. Initiation and creation of the 2024-2025 Norwalk Charter Revision. 1, whereas Section 11-4A of the Charter of the City of Norwalk requires the appointment of a Charter Revision Commission to review the work of the 2023 Charter Revision Commission and to address issues that were not examined during that time. And whereas the Common Council has conducted a series of meetings addressing the role of the council, the mayor, and the budget process. And whereas the Common Council seeks broad participation of the residents of Norwalk to build upon the work of the 2023 Charter Commission by considering ways and means to improve public access, understanding, and investment in the operations of its municipal government. Now therefore be it resolved pursuant to CGS 7-188B, the Common Council of the City of Norwalk hereby initiates an action to amend the current charter by authorizing the creation of a Charter Revision Commission acting by a 2/3 vote of its entire membership. Be it further resolved pursuant to CGS 7-190 that within 30 day following initiation of the charter revision process, the Common Council shall by resolution 1, appoint a commission consisting of 9 electors, or as may be otherwise required by law, not more than 1/3 of whom may hold public office in the city, and not more than a bare majority of who shall be members of any one political party, which commission shall proceed forthwith to draft any such amendments. And 2, establish the time frame for submission of a final report by said commission, although not later than the general election of 2025. Someone move that?
Vote.
All in favor? I think that's unanimous. Opposed, abstentions? Thank you. Move that forward.
Congratulations.
I get it.
Ms. Shanahan,
Motion to adjourn.
all in favor? The time is 7:55. We are adjourned. Thank you.